Hi, good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you're coming from. We are really excited to have everyone here today in August, really hot month, but we're really excited to have Neil Macc of Beeline here with us at the National Bicycle Dealers Association. He's going to share some information that we find to be really relevant and helping you with your business. So without further ado, I will pass it over to Neil. Thank you.
Thanks, Rochelle. Yeah, I'm here to talk about service scheduling from online signups with riders looking to get their bicycles serviced, specifically talking about how an IBD, how a retailer can get connected with some of the direct-to-consumer brands and display their service availability on the brand's website itself as a service center. And so with that, I will jump in and run through some of the screen sharing to show you all how this works. From the very beginning, just want to highlight that this is something that is a portion of the Beeline Connect platform. It is available to all bicycle retailers in the US that have a free bridge account. And so if you go to beelineconnect.com/retailers, you can sign up for your free bridge account, which will give you all the functionality that we will be running through today. Once you have that account, you'll have your own dashboard where you can maintain your store information, your company information. And specifically what I want to talk about today is custom service menu and service availability. We start with service menu. Our platform allows you to go in and create custom services that mirror what your service department already has. Within that settings, obviously names and descriptions, but we have the tech built out so that you can update a couple of different things. You can set a service item for one or multiple stores if you have a multi-location shop. We also have something that is we call a service work buffer, but this is basically a setting for the number of days that you want set aside to perform this service. We'll see this play out much more when we go through the rider's journey of scheduling an appointment, but this is one of the critical adjustments that we found through feedback that bike shops needed in order to set up their shops for online scheduling and set proper expectations. Also allow you to assign service items to one or more of those stores. So if you wanted to just offer a single service at one location, you can of course do that. And a customized service disclaimer that will display through every single rider scheduling flow, so that if you had particular things around maybe a minimum for a mobile shop appointment, we know that that's quite popular to say a minimum of $60 or $80 for any mobile appointment, or any sort of caveats around working on e-bikes. You can add that in here. Now let's get into shop settings. Beeline Connect has always been built for mobile shops as well as in-store locations. Within mobile shops, we can help you set up a particular set of zip codes that that mobile service offering supports. And then likewise with stores, you'll have a physical address, but with both you'll have a service schedule that you control. And this is going to, coupled with the service menu, really influence how a rider will go through a brand's website or even your own website to see what is available for online service scheduling. Within here, you can add exceptions for given holidays or particular days of the week that you don't want to be shut down, but you also have a general service schedule, both with your shop open and close time, but then how many hours do you have available for service booking? We also have another buffer in here that is equally important to go with that service work buffer. It's the scheduling buffer. This one's a little bit different in that it sets a time for the earliest appointment from today that a rider can book. And this is really, really helpful for bike shops, IBDs that are looking to tap into online service scheduling, but don't necessarily want surprises. And what do I mean by that? You could set this to 7 days, and that means the earliest appointment that a rider would see would be a week from today. With that, I want to go into how we've partnered with a variety of different bike brands. I'll just touch on a few of them before we show the rider's journey. But we work with Alchemy Bicycles to help them find, identify, and get connected with service centers with integrated online scheduling, electric bicycles, e-bikes, sorry, and Priority Bicycles. All of these brands will accept requests to be a service center, and then within their web pages display this to their customers, helping drive new customers who maybe aren't aware of your store, but also be able to show ahead of time what is your availability. I'm going to jump into a demo flow here built off of this logic so you can see the full experience and how what's going to be displayed on the screen here relates to what was shown and set by you in that dashboard view. So if I go through and search for that particular area, I place myself as a consumer, I can see the various shops that are available here. In here, I can see what is the earliest an appointment can be completed by. Again, this is based on what is in your service menu, as well as how booked up your particular shop is. If I go in and select this store, obviously I can see the store hours, it's open today, right now, but I can schedule service, and it takes me through a flow here from the Priority Bicycles website where I can pick up and set my model, and then I can see what is on the service menu for a particular shop. You can see this is where the disclaimer is displayed here. One thing that's unique about Beeline Connect service scheduling is we frame everything for the rider in context, not of when the bike shop's going to do the work, but when will that bike shop interact with the rider themselves. So for a rider who is looking at when can I get some service done, they will see what is their drop-off date, and they'll make that selection here. And based on the drop-off date that they select, and then the service work buffer, as well as that scheduling buffer, when can they expect the bicycle to be done? So automatically the rider's expectations are set based on the way you've set up your service menu. We continue through this flow. Customer enters basic information. Then they will confirm their email. Nothing is placed on your calendar, nothing is set aside, and they're not given a confirmation until they confirm that they are in fact a real person and have a real email, so you know you've got good contact information. That comes in here, and they get a very simple code that they can then pop in and schedule their appointment. Whoopsies. Let's try that again. And then they're complete. Again, getting email confirmations of their appointment. They'll get email reminders the day before their drop-off date, so you know you've got a high chance of them showing up for their scheduled appointment. And then it ends up on your appointment manager. If we go back into your store, we can look at in-shop appointments. And in here, we can see existing appointments as well as the one that we just did for this Priority Apollo, with the drop-off date, the work date that is not displayed to the rider, and then the expected pickup date. As the rider comes through, you can go through the life cycle of the appointment. You can mark it arrived at shop when the bicycle does come in for that service. You do the work, you can mark it ready for pickup. This will send a notification to the rider saying, hey, the bike is ready to go, even if it's before the pickup date. And then when they come in, you can mark it done. So you know that that one is cleared off of your to-do list. One of the questions we've gotten asked about is what happens if you want to do service scheduling for one brand, say show up and display on the Alchemy Service Center site, but not necessarily another brand. With Beeline Connect, you control your relationship with all the brands. We work with over 35 brands that you can go in and request dealer status from. And once you have requested dealer status, provided that you are approved, let's say you are approved as Electric E-Bikes Service Center, you can come in here and choose if you want to be available for service scheduling online or not. That's a toggle that you control. You can also choose if you want to display on their dealer locator. These are all things that are inside of your control. So you can absolutely display as a service center, not accept service scheduling from that particular website. We also have the same online service scheduling available for your own website. It's a customization tool. So we provide a map configuration piece here. It has a variety of different things you can customize. So, if you want a more traditional map with just simple black dots, you can use this online tool to set this. It pre-populates for just your store's locations and gives you a nice little bit of HTML code that you can cut into your service page. And on your website, that then looks like this, all pre-populated with, again, the same service scheduling flow to offer your customers from your own website the opportunity to use the same online scheduling, but not show other retailers that might be in your immediate area. With that, I wanted to touch base and see if there are any questions that we can answer.
I don't see any questions come in just yet. If there's more to cover, then we're good.
That's it for right now. That's the whole gist of how bike shops can get connected as a service center with multiple direct-to-consumer brands for free to help capture those new customers who otherwise don't have strong relationships with their local IBD.
Perfect. So if anybody that's here right now thinks of a question in about an hour or so, or if anyone's watching the recording and has a question, how can they get in touch with you?
Great question. So you can always reach out to subscriptions at beelineconnect.com. We monitor that all the time. I'm available directly at Neil, N-E-I-L, at beelineconnect.com. And again, it's beelineconnect.com/retailers to sign up for your free bridge account. And then our support team can help talk through what brands are available and how to get set up as a service center for those brands and turn on online scheduling.
Perfect. I do see some questions coming in here. So if you're good with addressing those, we can get right into it.
Let's do that.
All right. First one, are the customer notifications done only by email, or can they set up to go out by text?
Great question. So appointment confirmations we do by email only, but we do send out the reminder saying it's ready to pick up through text as well.
Perfect. Is Beeline available in Canada?
Not currently, just the United States, but stay tuned for 2023 for Canada.
Very good. Okay, perfect. So I know you mentioned before we kind of started the presentation that if there were questions about a POS integration, you wanted to kind of touch on that. Do you mind?
I don't. So we've got our platform set up to do point of sales integration. Unfortunately, the point of sale companies don't allow for true work order integration. Ascent just being an older system doesn't really have APIs to begin with. And Lightspeed has told us that they are not going to ever develop APIs for work orders, that they are not going to continue to develop that piece of their point of sale platform, unfortunately. So until the point of sale companies want to make it available, there's nothing for us to connect to.
All right. Well, I don't see any more questions coming in with that. Please reach out to Neil directly if you do have any questions, or reach out to info@nbda.com and we'll make sure that we forward on any questions that come in. So thank you so much for giving this presentation and all of the useful information, Neil, and we will talk to you later.
Thank you so much.
Bye.